put it in your perspective. Like when you go someplace, if you've spent the night at somebody's house, if you've visited family or friends, how do you want to feel welcomed into their house? What are some of the things that they've either done or haven't done that made you feel welcomed or not? When my guests come, they should have free reign to this entire room. When the guests arrive, they feel like they can unpack, that you have provided and held this space for them where they are able to take out all of their possessions and belongings that they've brought with them and they can get settled in.
Welcome to Spaces Organized and Styled, the podcast, where we dive in deeper, not just into organizing our things, but the emotions that go along with them. I'm Caitlin Adkins, your host, life coach, professional organizer, NLP practitioner, and EFT practitioner. If you want to remove the roadblocks that are keeping you from reaching your desired goals, success, and fulfillment, then you are in the right spot. Thank you so much for joining me, and now let's get into it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Spaces Organized and Styled, the podcast. I hope you guys are doing well. You're probably sick of seeing me. I am recording this via video. If you have been following along with me, it's about a fourth week now, so almost a month. You're probably sick of seeing me. I get it. But I have had so much momentum around the podcast that all of these ideas are just coming up on things that have been percolating in my mind that I just wanted to share and get out there with you guys. So I hope this has been very helpful. It's not like this is a curated series that I'm spending a whole lot of time thinking about. These are just like things that are popping up that I'm jotting down, being like, oh, I want to talk about this. I want to share ideas about this. One of the things that I want to talk today about is how can we make our guests feel more welcomed in the home? I know that this usually comes out around the holidays, around Christmas and Thanksgiving, and when we're going to be having a whole lot of people in our home. But I also think there's something to be said about the spring and summertime. So I recently had a client who rang me up and she had just had family come and spend an entire month with her. And it wasn't just one person, it was like multiple people. And actually, as I'm thinking about this now, I'm thinking about another client who just had multiple sets of family all coming in without a break. It was like family, 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 family. And like as one person leaves, another family would come in. So I think it's important to share how it is that organization can make or break how our guests feel welcome in our home. So if you're somebody that has guests, if you entertain, whether they're spending the night or they're just staying for a few hours, I think all of this is important and it's all beneficial. So think about, like, put it in your perspective. Like when you go someplace, if you've spent the night at somebody's house, if you've visited family or friends, how do you want to feel welcomed into their house? What are some of the things that they've either done or haven't done that made you feel welcomed or not? One of the first things that I immediately say is, are you allowing the guest to feel as though they can unpack? So if you're having an overnight guest, I cannot tell you how many times I've had people say that their guest bedroom closet functions as an extension to their home storage, which I adamantly say is not the case. If you have a guest bedroom that you have designated as a guest bedroom, which essentially means that there's nothing in there except for a bed, a dresser, and I don't know, maybe you have a chair or a nightstand or something. You should definitely have a nightstand. But if those are the things that you've had in there, so this is not a home office, this is not a craft room, this is not a playroom for kids, if this is exactly a guest bedroom, then there should be almost, I say almost nothing in that closet. Now, some of the things that you should have in that closet, you should have extra pillows, extra linens for the bed, blankets, and if you have special guest towels or washcloths or hand towels or those types of things. That is absolutely the only thing that should be in that guest bedroom closet, and some hangers. But aside from that, that closet, if you are saying that this room is a guest bedroom room and that's the only function, then that closet needs to be completely empty. It is almost like not yours anymore. It's not like yours to overflow into and spill into. Now, why I think that this is important? I think this is important for a few reasons. One, it helps to keep you accountable. So in your home, as you're organizing, as you're decluttering, using that space as a catch-all or as an extra space of the home that you are considering to be storage, you're not truly being diligent in your decluttering and organizing process because you're allowing yourself to spill over into other areas. Well, yeah, absolutely. That is part of the home. You are saying this is a guest bedroom, which means that when my guests come, they should have free reign to this entire room, which means the dresser needs to be empty. If there are drawers within the nightstand, those need to be emptied, and the closet needs to be emptied. So when the guests arrive, they feel like they can unpack, that you have provided and held this space for them where they are able to take out all of their possessions and belongings that they've brought with them, and they can get settled in, however long their stay is going to be, whether it be for a couple of days or it could be upwards to a month. This is their space. This is their area that they can feel comfortable in, leaving their stuff in without feeling like they're stepping on your toes. That's not a good feeling to have. If you've gone to stay with somebody and you cannot unpack your suitcase, if you cannot unpack the items that you've brought, that's not a warm, welcoming, inviting feeling to have. So I'm just like thinking about, I'm like, haven't I talked about this? I believe I talked about this in the course, which is why this is sounding familiar. It is super, super critical to keep that guest bedroom completely empty of your personal belongings because it's not a feeling that you want your guests to have. So put it in your perspective. How would you feel? Some people are like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care if they've got their stuff in the closet. Other people are like, yeah, I can maybe see how that may not be the most welcoming environment to bring them into, that they wouldn't feel welcomed in there. The second thing is I want you to think about it from their perspective. This is your home. In theory, you should know where everything is. They may or may not have been to your home before. They may or may not be family, which means that they could be brought up in the same way that you were raised or in the same environment. What I'm essentially getting at is they should have the ability to find anything in your home that they need. So I'm not talking like walk into the master bedroom and go through all your stuff. I'm saying if in the middle of the night they need medication, if they need aspirin, if they have allergies, if they need a fan, whatever. Either one, you've provided this for them in their guest bedroom. So you've set it up to where they have what they need. They have a heater, they have a fan that they can use, they have the extra linens in the closet, the extra towels, hand towels, washcloths, etc. I also find it to be a really nice touch when we can lay out travel size items that they may have forgotten and that they need. This is especially true if you live someplace rural and they are unable, or for example, they've flown in and you are the only one with a vehicle. They don't have the ability to leave your house unless you allow them basically to leave. You're keeping them hostage in your home. So let's say they forgot something. They forgot their toothbrush. It is a wonderful touch if when you go to the dentist and your dentist gives you that new toothbrush, if like most people, you switch over to an electric toothbrush. If you take that one or the little package of floss that they give you or the tube of toothpaste and you put that aside for your guest. So that way when a guest does arrive, you have it like maybe in a nice basket or maybe laid out on the dresser. You could have it in a drawer in the bathroom. If they've got their separate bathroom, you can put all of the extra stuff in there. I find this to be wonderful. I once had a client who had a guest bedroom and it had an ensuite attached to it. And it was so amazing when I walked in there for the initial assessment and she opened up the drawer and I was like, my heart, oh my gosh, I love this. She had hand lotion, she had soaps, she had toothpaste and toothbrushes. I mean, of course, these were all individually wrapped, these were not opened. And so when a guest came and they forgot something, she had it all. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Now, maybe you don't have that space to do that. That's fine. But if you have a plastic tote or a basket or something that when your guest comes, you can pull it out of their closet and you can lay it out for them and you can say, look, in case you need anything, here it is. I think it's a great idea just to pop over to the store, to their travel section, to pick up little things, again, small medications, small things that they may need, packages of gum, water bottles. I also find it to be extremely helpful to put the Wi-Fi password written down on either the dresser or the nightstand when they ask you for it, because they're going to, you don't have to keep repeating yourself, that it's already there, that they can see it. Middle of the night, let's say you guys go to bed at like 10 o'clock at night and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to wake you, I don't want to disturb you, but I need this Wi-Fi password. And now they're stuck like laying in bed at 10 o'clock at night. I don't know, maybe they want to check emails or watch a movie or something, but they can't do that because they've forgotten what you told the Wi-Fi password is and they need that information. So you almost want to think about it as well, like the home should be set up in a way to where everything is logical and makes sense. For example, I want to use like the extreme example of a snow shovel. Let's say they need a snow shovel. Likelihood of that is almost none. But let's say they did. Where would they think to go find that in the home? It's not going to be in the kitchen. It would be the garage, it would be the shed, it would be outside, it would be some type of thing like that. So when you're thinking about how do I organize my home or how do I make my guests feel welcomed, where are they going to think to go look for something? If you have medications, where would they think to go find that? The bathroom, the linen closet. Some people take medications in the kitchen, so that could be potentially where they'd find it. It depends on you, obviously, but start thinking about it like that. What makes the most logical sense to go find something? Okay, the third and final point to all of this, make it like a hotel experience, which means when they're coming to you, it could be for any number of reasons, but this is essentially like a getaway, whether that be a positive or a negative thing that they're coming for. Everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different, but you want to make it like a hotel experience. Think about how you walk into a hotel and you're just like, I'm being pampered, I'm being taken care of, or like a spa. Like, I'm not saying you have to go that extreme, but you want them to have what they need. You want them to have the fresh linens, the extra fluffy white towels. So keeping a set of guest towels is not uncommon, especially if you have them up in your closet in the guest bedroom. So they're only being used for the guest. Same thing with the hand towels. A fresh bar of soap goes a really long way. It's incredibly inexpensive. Go get a fresh bar of soap, have it already in the packaging, put it on the bed on top of the towels when they get there, so that way they know that this is for them to use and they can use it however they wish. Start to think about welcoming in your guests and how it is that you want to be welcomed into somebody's house and how it is that you want your experience to go. And this is going to really go a long way. People are going to notice it. I really think the Wi-Fi password is a critical one. I'm trying to also think of a few other things that I've noticed and I've seen that I really, really liked. Bottles of water in the bedroom are always helpful, especially in the middle of the night. Like they wake up, they're thirsty, like it's a new area, it's a new home, certain environment. They don't want to get up. Let's say you've got animals that they're going to wake, or kids, or you don't even want to wake the homeowner themselves. Bottled water in the bedroom goes a long way. Curated scents, so that could be a diffuser. Be mindful, people's scent allergies though, and what scents may trigger people. You don't want to go like so extreme to where they're turned off by a scent, but something calming, eucalyptus, lavender, any essential oils diffusing in the room. That's always nice. Maybe a sound machine. All of these things are completely inexpensive and affordable. You can get them really, really cheap online, and it's going to go so far with your guests in your home. So I hope that's been helpful. That's just a few ways, and maybe you're welcoming guests this summer. Maybe that you guys can apply some of this. I'm not saying that you have to go like so extreme. I've seen people have like things to do around the area or places to go eat. Maybe that is what your guests need. Maybe they do need like a map of restaurants and stuff, but start to think about how it is that you would want to be welcomed into your home and how it is that you want your guests to feel. I hope that this has been very helpful. If it has, if you want to share it, I definitely would recommend that. I'd love for you guys to do that. I appreciate it. Leave me a review, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Hey, did you enjoy today's episode and want to learn more? Come hang out with me on Instagram at Spaces Organized Styled, or dive into one of my courses to really learn how to get organized and stay organized for good. Now, I would greatly appreciate it if you could leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and be sure to sign up for our newsletter so you are the first to know when the next episode comes out. See you soon!